Blarg and Wah. Wah. Blarg. Good morning, folks. It is I, Amalgamash. This is the last RPG in a Box stream for me. How'd the car hunt go? It was we decided on a Mitsubishi Outlander 2009. I wanted something newer, but the cars that we went to go see, they didn't have. And that was in our price range. The other stuff was just not in our price range. Not right now. So, what caliber did I use? For hunting cars? You don't want to fire live rounds at cars. It dents their finish. You have to fire the things that expand into the nets so that you can hunt them without harming them. You know, I'm as pro hunter as the next guy, unless the next guy is not pro hunting. But hunting cars, although they're not an endangered species, that's the one species that I would like to preserve. Very good. Welcome, Digital and Daniel, Melon, Toucan, Ribby, and Norman Osborne. Like I said, it's the last... Shut up, Brave. It's the last RPG in a Box stream for a while, because this is the last day that I can stream, and the rest of the week is static pre-recorded videos that I've made, and next week is 3D RPG Maker week. After which it's Hero Quest week, after which it is Ash Takes a Damn Break week. So, what am I going to do in my game today? Let's take a look. This is a welcome break from Project Depraven, in that I get to create the content as I go, which I am strictly against doing for Depraven, on account of I'm setting up systems to create content with. Ash and Nil has no systems. It's just going to be me making the stuff as I go in a very linear fashion. So it'll be really, really good to bounce my mindset between this and my Bakin project. So I'm going to shrink myself down. Whee! And I'm going to grab my display capture and move it such that my thumbnail, my taskbar is a little bit out of the way. There we go. I got nothing like bad on my taskbar. It just takes up space, and I really hate the auto hide option. Like, I don't like having to wave my mouse over there for it to pop up. I like when things just fit, like when the programs I use fit on the screen, full screen, or maximized rather, and they don't encroach on the taskbar. But I love when programs go into full screen mode. So, call me, I don't know, inconsistent, hypocritical. Let's take a look and see where we're at. The last thing I did, I've been falling into a habit, which this is great, to find the habits that I need to find to figure my stuff out. This is the recording room, where I do all my recording in the voxel world. And room doesn't look like this anymore. It's dramatically different now, much better laid out. But this is what the room looked like when I conceptualized Nil, so it's accurate. Maybe I'll do a epilogue after the story of the game is over, with my studio set up the way that it is now. And then Then we have the forest. And we kind of have my PC here, which I'm going to add an event to the PC desk that's like, nothing's turning on, it won't work, I don't know what's going on. The basket's not supposed to be there. Get rid of that basket. I feel like I'm going to get good enough at the scripting part to just randomly type in the quick scripts section. And I hope that that is the case, because that would be super cool. Grab this and go into entity properties and see if we can add a quick script. Trigger event character interacts. I saw that Justin is adding a character just comes in contact with without having to interact with it. I think that that feature is a long time coming. I'm really glad to see. Spimbles, thank you for dropping in and welcome. Don't forget you need interaction lines to your computer there. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. And we'll interact. Whoops. We'll grab that. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around it for this because you could theoretically approach this from any angle. So now we've got our interaction lines all set up. Thank you, because otherwise I was going to test play that, nothing was going to happen, and I forgot about the interaction lines, so I wasn't going to... Yeah, always a pain forgetting that stuff and then being like, why can't I interact? I would have looked at the scripts first thing and just wasted my time. So really good call. Now, we want to grab just that and just do a quick script. I'm gonna try my hand at the quick script, see if I can't get used to this a little bit. So we'll display a message. We want there to be a target. Get that out of there. Want there to be a character that gets targeted. And I think let me go look at the script editor and check out the... What the heck is that? Message 1? Oh, that's not mine. These aren't mine. I mean, they used to be, but I can take them out now. Otherwise, they're going to confuse me. They're going to slow me down when I see them. I don't need those. Overworld chest and overworld key. I don't need those. Let's get rid of those. Yes. Pickup. What is pickup? Pickup is another hello world. Get rid of that. We need startup. I'll get rid of join, because even though that was just a test. In chest, delete that one. Delete in bookshelf. So startup, interact with PC, and coffee collect are the actual scripts that I used. Interact with PC. This is display message. And the argument that will allow Ash's face to appear as the speaker is just right after a comma after the dialogue, and it just says player. That's what I wanted to know. That is all I needed to see. Let's go back to the quick script editor. And we'll put that there first. Lovely. And the dialogue will be, it's my PC, but it's unplugged. Or rather, it's plugged into the dirt, which doesn't deliver any power. And then I would love a second line. So we'll just type enter there and back out all that text after I copy and paste it. Or rather, it does deliver power, but to plants, not electronics. And my PC is an electronic. Rah! and then a third line of text. I guess I need to explore this funky area more. This has got to be Patchwork's fault. Somehow. And validate, and it says okay, so good. We got... I still think it's awesome Justin made all this with Godot. Yeah. Engine within an engine. And it's so much more accessible than like getting Unity and using some weird RPG plugin for Unity. I think. So much more power going on here. I know that there are great RPG plugins for Unity, but they're very piecemeal. There's one I think that's for Unreal. That's a whole bunch. Actually, I think there's one system. There's one system that somebody's developing for Unity that's what is it called? RPG. I've seen it on Twitter now, like many times. Since my phone is right here, perhaps my phone is listening, and it will remind me what that is later. But I saw it, I saw the name of it, and I'm like, ooh, it's an RPG engine. I should check that out because that's what I do. And I saw very quickly that it was a Unity thing. So it's an ongoing project for Unity to create RPGs in that engine. All right, so Cyber Ash is going along the path here, but I need to block him in to where he can only take one. Oh, I've got boulders. Oh, I like these boulders. I'm going to use boulders for this map. Actually, that automatically takes out the travel lines. I'm totally fine with that because these should have plenty of collision. I like it. Oh, something else I wanted to do was I wanted to make it to where the bumps in the road, these here, were not there. Like, I don't want you to have to walk up and down and bob your head when you're dealing with collision. So if we just go to my grass tile, can I edit that? I wonder, in the voxel editor, or is that in another setting? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Does anybody know how I can fix that? Not with this one, obviously, but here we go with this one. Can I take it away? Surface level. What the heck is... Oh. Yeah. Surface level's fine where it's at. I love that that's a setting, but that's fine where it's at. Does anybody... You use a property. I use a property. The property mesh override. Think you can make a passable tile, then there will be no height discrepancy. So, okay, property panel. I see terrain type. Not like global properties. Is it over here on the left? Am I in the right zone here? I see terrain types. I see collision override. So kind of wondering, collision override, and then I choose one of the tiles that's just like totally flat. Collision override. Awesome sauce. So that'll be green grass because there's nothing here on green grass. So I don't want to edit that. It's grass and rock I want to edit, and the collision override will be green grass. And then I should be able to save that. And just to make sure I did that right, there is a second version of this tile. New green grass on that as well for collision override. I'm going to save that. Then I'm going to test play. He says exactly. Let's confirm and test. I trust you. I just want to make sure I did it right. Hello, world. We're getting to a point where it's gonna start taking too long. To get through all of this. And I will, want to start myself somewhere else. What the? Explore the strange voxel world. Does the PC... Does this... nothing happens. I must have done something incorrectly. So, I'll make sure I fix that. Looks like I'm still bouncing. I still do a lot of bouncing while I walk. So there must be a third map tile that I didn't... Yeah, it's this map tile. It's the one with just the grass. So I need to change that. But the ones that are just grass and rock, they fixed. They worked. Ash, did you get this? Did you set the collision override to a totally flat? Yeah, there was another tile that I made for the sake of having some variation, and I forgot to override that one as well. And so that tile is the one that doesn't have any rock, as I can see, because I'm only walking on I only bounce up and down when I walk on that tile. The quest objective I did with a, but you can't see it because you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just shrink my display capture back down, because when I play the whole game, when I'm test playing, that way you can see the widgets and stuff. But anyways, just to answer your question, Spimbles, Aaron helped me with this Tuesday, I think. I went into the UI editor, and in the widgets submenu, I created this. Norman, my skybox is very intentional, because the story is that I get sucked into the voxel world. So I check out my desktop, and I'm like, what is this icon on my desktop? Hold on, let's see if I can find it real quick. There's the Elder Scrolls, there's Final Fantasy. My recycle bin. I've got an icon around here. There it is. RPGinabox.exe. Yes, it says .txt. You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to worry about that being a text file. It's just supposed to be a blatant, like, satirical. I guess I could start over and like actually read the text. But I have the quest objective is set correctly, and I just got to change this tile setting. So let us go ahead and voxel editor. We need to grab the green grass tile. Yes, and it needs a collision override, and it's going to be green grass. So I have two tiles called green grass. So I need to choose the tile that uses capital G's. Yes, that is correct. And we save that. Now, on the collision override for this guy, it needs to be green grass 2. Save that. The collision override for this guy needs to be green grass 2. Save that. This is green grass 2. It's flat. It has no collision override. That should be perfectly fine. That should have worked perfectly well. I'll check that out here in a little bit. Map editor. We're going to go back to my PC over here and try to figure out why that didn't boop for me. Trigger event, character interacts, quick script, Bauxite code. Is my game first person? Yeah, I like the first person for this beginning, but I think I'm gonna change the camera to third person afterwards. I think I'll let you get through this forest area. I might even set up like a hotkey if I can to let you choose between the two, because I kind of like that idea. That would help me learn how to do that would help me learn how to do a couple of things, but I think I would like to give that kind of freedom. My camera's height's a little low. I just learned how to turn that up. I wonder if it, let me see if I can remember. No spoilers. Let me see if I can remember how to turn that up higher, because I did turn it up a little bit higher. Vision height 16. Let's go 20. There it is. Let's go 20 and see if that feels more natural. You tell me if it feels more natural. See, well, it feels a little tall. Maybe 18. Maybe 18 is better. I think my real problem is my desk here needs to be rescaled, actually. I just need to scale it down to like 1.5, or I mean 0.75 maybe, because this is huge. Let's do that. But we'll go ahead and get into the forest. I think I'm a little tall, but let's go into the forest and see what that feels like. It is a big part of the issue. I never would have gotten that into my room. So, for the forest, how does that feel? I think that feels better. It might be a little too tall yet. Like, maybe I need to drop it down by 2. I don't know. Let's go check out Nil. Can we see eye to eye? Nil? We should be a little taller than Nil. Nil, what are you doing? Nil, you can't bite the collision. Nil, you can't. You're not clever. I can see your pink hair. I can see your goggles. You can, okay. All right, fine. You win, Nil. All right, scale up my trees and perhaps. Yeah, that'd be all right. I'll do that. I'll scale up. I'll scale them like randomly, like some of them. But I'll go ahead. I think I turned my vision height up like by. I'll turn it down by 1, just to get that feeling. She does what she wants. You could also do the script by having a for loop and putting trees in a group. Interesting. Tell me more about that. Tell me more, because I can't even comprehend. Like, I understand what a for loop is, but what do you mean? Like, for each tree? No. Tell me what you mean. While that is hopefully happening, I'm gonna run over to save that. Map editor, you need to be fixed. There's something going on with you. What's my script editor say for like interacting with PC? Do I need a start? No, I don't need a start. It's absolutely fine. There's no reason to put anything there except for the display message. Wonder why. We'll tackle that issue next. We'll tackle that issue right after. So the map editor, you put the trees into a group, push G, then in the script you have something like for trees, and the trees group do, and the do would be changing the scale of the object. This would save you a lot of time. It would be randomized, and you could modify it over time. So, you mean it would basically be procedurally generated then? I mean, in a sense, every time I load the map, the trees would look different? To put it shortly, to oversimplify, I kind of like that. It looks like I did scale a lot of the trees. It looks like I did use scale on the trees. Let me scale my PC down, which is not what most people do. They tend to do the opposite. They tend to upgrade their build. And here I am, crying in the club, trying to downgrade my build. Well, let's do 0.75. I do that? Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. I like that. That feels good. That feels good. Let's save that. Let's do the 0.75 for the version that's in the forest. Almost kind of feel like I could leave it big for some weird like fantastical reason, but I'll shrink it down. I'll just keep it the same asset. It could be every time you load or set it to do it just once. Scaling trees over and over manually. Imagine if you had changed something like camera height, etc. Then adjusting those trees would be a pain. Yeah, I agree. I think I'll just try really hard to practice visualizing the assets as I make the maps and make sure that my sizes are consistent while I'm beginning this project, while I'm just in the beginnings of this simpler project. And then, as I go on with a little bit more ambition, after I feel like I got the fundamentals down, I'll start playing with grouping. We would like to have collision on this because, or I guess not collision, we just need to take the walk lines away. So we'll just take them away. We'll just we'll just delete them. I may need to move this. Oh, they can't be moved. Can they? Oh, I forgot. I rotated it. How did I rotate you? That was an accident. Not supposed to be rotated. Oh, I love the degrees of rotation, though. I might do something like that. Just that little bit of rotation there. I kind of like that. The script is more to do the work for you. Imagine if you wanted to randomly change the color of the grass. It'd be easier with the script than manually. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna I'm gonna delve into that, but carefully. I'm gonna dip my toe in that water. But for now, I'm hoping just to first of all fix my collision. There we go. I can see the lines and I can kind of delete them. Oh, it's not going to let me. Let's change the scale of this thing, maybe. Change the scale of it. Maybe I can. 0.5. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. Now the engine can see what I'm doing. Yes, there we go. There we go. We're going to redraw these lines. What I'm doing is I'm deleting too many of them. And then I'm going to come back and draw them in where I think they have to be. So click on that again. Go back to the 2.0 scale because it needs to be a nice big cave. And now, actually, I think that that's fine. I'm just gonna have just these rebuilt and these rebuilt, and I'll have you be able to go directly into the cave. For loops are very powerful and easier to manage than while loops. I have some knowledge of BASIC, as in the language itself, usage of for loops and while loops, and I've got a little bit of do experience with C#, but it's been so long that while I get the idea, I'm not gonna remember the syntax. But I'll be right at home once I start playing with that stuff. It'll take me a little bit to kind of remember and get the practice going, but I really feel like getting into the loops will be a lot of fun. I'll feel like that's intuitive, I think. So the skybox, we won't be looking at this ugly low-res skybox the whole time. We'll be looking at the a beautiful forest skybox that I hopefully find in Source. And that'll be after we go through the cave and go deeper into the forest, because this cave isn't just Nilbog's house, it's a way to get to the rest of the game. So I'd like to first of all, I'd like to test play the map once more. make sure that I did everything correctly. And then I got to figure out why this didn't have the interaction that I wanted it to have. So let's check that out. Let us save everything. Save this map. Maybe I didn't save the map, huh? I think I would have gotten a message if that was the case. Ribby, the idea is more important than the syntax anyway. I agree. As long as we can make it work, then absolutely. I am so tall. I need to lower my... I'm bumping my head on the ceiling and everything. I'm not going to change the size of that coffee cup because the coffee cup is absolutely to scale. Ow. And even if it's a little big, it still represents the coffee cup that I wish I had. So... Norman, thank you for the encouragement and tips, by the way. Are you Omega? Oh, it works now. Why did it not work the first time and it works now? Oh, we're golden, baby. We are golden. I'm not tripping over rocks. That's what I had to do. I had to save the map, I guess. That had to be it. And we're going to try to walk into the cave, and oh, I love that. Oh, love that, love that, love that. Ah, it feels good. It feels so good. It feels so good. Let's close out of there. And now let's give Nil some dialogue. Let's do two things there. Let us go back to the map editor, because I still want to play in Mortui. I still want to check out Fexus in Mortui. He updated that. I wanted to do it during RPG in a Box week. But I'm getting stuff done, and it feels good. I got momentum. And I'm actually excited because the momentum has been getting faster. I'm getting more comfortable with stuff. See, I always thought the way things were laid out here, I knew I was going to be able to dive into stuff here, but I knew it was going to be a slightly higher barrier because there's just a lot of power here. So now that I've finally taken some time to sit down and make a project with it, the learning is happening, and I'm feeling really rewarded. Excuse me. All right, so right here, when you step right here, we're putting an event. We are putting... What do I do if I just want to... I guess I can select this little node here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Character enters tile. And we're going to do a quick script here. All right, we're going to display a message. And that message is going to be from Ash, and he's going to say, wait, there's someone else here. I love that I was able to type that out. And we'll copy and paste that. Is that a... No. It can't be. Validate. Script is valid. Okay. So I want to take this camera and zoom it in to where Nil is. Can you add weights to messages? Let's see. View full documentation. Actually, what's this button do? Oh, it hides it. Come back here. For the display message command, we have a string and an entity, message text and speaker. Is that, and then weights. I don't think you can force people to wait to read the whole message. So no stylistic directorial kind of choices with the display message. Have the ellipses go slow. Unless you use widgets for your message system instead of the built-in message system. That makes sense. That much does make sense. So no escape codes, just an optional player. Actually, you can style them. But what I will do Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could probably go into the UI section for that, couldn't you? What I will do, though, is can I get camera, change camera, lock camera, look at target over time. We have lots of camera stuff going on. That's good. Let's move our camera. Camera must first be locked. All right, so we're going to lock the camera first. We're going to move camera. Kind of weird how I can't seem... Uh-oh. Get out of here, Patchwork. Get out of here, Discord. Patchwork just randomly pops up. I summoned him. I summoned him. No, it's not the UI section, but yes, that too. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so lock the camera, move the camera. We should have coordinates. We do have coordinates. Let's validate that and okay that. And then let's find out. Let's go ahead and have the camera be like right here. So I'm going to copy the XYZ coordinate. And now I want to go back to my event. And let's see. Edit the quick script. Perfect. The camera coordinates will be here. Can I just paste that? Sort of. It takes the coordinate argument, so we'll back that out, and we'll back out the extra end bracket. And now we've moved the camera. Rotate camera horizontally and or vertically by the specified number of degrees relative to the current view. The current view should be... This is what? X, so we want to go -90. I'm just making shots in the dark here. Validate, okay, and let's see if that worked and what it did if it doesn't work exactly. I'm very curious about this. Before I continue, I'm not going to keep starting up from the very, very beginning. We're going to make a new... Oh, we do have some code. Shrink text B. I'm shrinking. Why is the B not for bold? This will have small text. Strike through. This has been stricken from your record. Color text. Color me silly. Nice. Underline. Semper ubi sub ubi. Centered text. You are not the center of the universe. Centered text goes in brackets. That's extremely simple. I like it. The text itself is the command. Bold and italics are not available until our IAB switches to Godot 4.0. Okay. Nice. Very interesting. What about could we just import a bold version of a font and just switch to that font in between message boxes? For a single message? Yeah. Nice. But not for one word. Okay. That's understandable. Pardon me. Still in the throat clearing stage. And it's very annoying to me. So we're going to copy this XYZ coordinate. We're going to go to the script editor and we're going to rename, I guess duplicate actually, the startup script. We're going to call it startup new. We're going to get rid of these, all of those. Just go ahead and highlight them and delete them. And go back here. And we're going to load map forest, and we're just going to paste that there. Whoa, that didn't work. That's what we want to do. And the player direction is going to be east. And that should be it. So startup new, we'll save that. We're going to go to our game properties. The gear, the startup script will now be startup new. Hit OK. I think that's all I got to do, and we're going to test play our new section and our startup script. That did not work. Why did that not work? Because I need to go... Startup new, that's the startup script. Global functions. Key bindings. Settings. Just something I didn't save, I think. Quick play. Maybe it's the name of the script. Maybe I can't have the startup script be called startup 2. So I want to start in my new map now rather than in the office, but I don't want to replace that script because that's the script that I do want to use. So we'll go back to the script editor and we'll rename the startup script to startup old. And we'll rename the new startup script to just startup. And we will go back to our game configuration. The startup script now says none because I changed the names of them, I assume. We'll hit OK and we'll quick play with that. That ought to work, I think. It did not. You can rename the startup script. Well, I can see that it renamed. But why wouldn't my configuration take my changes? Is it the game configuration file? The startup script is still startup. The configuration file is just fine. Why does this say interact with PC? This is not the interact with PC script. Did I just destroy it? Oh, no! I was editing the wrong script. Did I forever lose my script that I worked on to interact with the PC? I think I did, man. Oh, no. So coffee collect, interact with PC, startup old, and startup. Yeah, startup old. Ash, there are backups. Okay. How do I get to my backup? I gotta back up that script. Or get to the backup of that script. In the actual folder. I believe that's it. I believe that right there is it. It is here. I see it. I see it good. Right here. This is what I want. Well, there's a 10:30 a.m. PC scene back out to 9:46 a.m. of yesterday. The 10:30 a.m. is the one I want. I haven't actually used backups yet, but I think you renamed them. All right, so let's rename this one to Interact with PC. Whoops. That worked. So then Interact with PC scene.backup once. Let's rename you. Yes. I'm gonna have to get out of the project, I think. Let's do that. Let's exit to Game Manager. Run back into here. Go to my scripts. Interact with PC. Whoops, is still here. It renamed successfully. All right, we gotta exit to the Game Manager again, and then I'll close RPG in a Box. And then I'll get back into that folder. Ah, crap, where were you? Where'd you go? We'll reopen RPG in a Box. We'll get to that folder, then we'll close RPG in a Box. If it doesn't work after you reload, then you should just be able to import the script. You know what? That's probably a better idea. I should probably get used to doing that instead. So if I import, and then I import the... Well, let's find that folder. So we go to Scripts, right-click, Open Folder Location. So it's on my desktop, then it's Ash's YouTube Games, then it's RPG in a Box, then it's Ash and Nil, then it's Scripts, just in case I need to know that manually. That's okay. We're going to hit Import. We're going to change this path. Refresh. Go. There we go. Won't let me import. They're all grayed out, which is fine. It's fine. Let's go ahead and close that. I'm going to grab Notepad. I'm going to start pulling these in. Oh, you cannot edit these with Notepad. That's for damn sure. They're .script files, not .scene files. So let's get rid of those whoops copies. Interact with PC.parsed, interact with PC.scene, interact with PC scene script.backup1. Let's rename you. Let's get rid of the backup extension. Say yes. Go back into RPG in a Box. Go to the script section, perhaps. You're probably right. I probably should have went there first. It's probably very contextual with what it imports. That way it doesn't import a script as a tile or anything like that. It probably pays attention to what's in the header of the scene file itself in its data. So script editor. And now I've got Interact with PC, and it's back. Oh, it's back. Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, startup old is still what it is, and it's still fine. Startup new is the one that I want to edit. I'm going to make sure I'm in the regular startup file. Actually, I don't need a script called startup old anymore. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna keep the script that just says startup. I'm gonna close my active windows, so I still only have 3 scripts. And I'm gonna make a new script, and this one's gonna be called startup new. That way, there is no confusion. And we are going to load map. That's going to go here, where I can't see it, evidently. Zoom way in. Let these guys Lady and the Tramp. And then paste those values again. They're gone. My clipboard must have emptied out, so go back to the map editor, go back to the forest, open. We just want to go like right here. Zoom out. Right here. So select this place, right click, copy XYZ coordinate, go back to the script editor, paste it. It's 1700, and we're going to face east. Then we're going to save this bad boy. We're going to go into our game configuration. We're going to choose Startup New. We're going to hit OK. Now we're going to test play because, baby, I think I got it all good. World's Gate, welcome back. This is day 3 that you've popped in. I really appreciate you coming in. All right, the touching this tile works. Hey, wait, there's somebody else here. That worked perfectly. No, I'm not joking. Everything about this worked fine, but the camera is on the 0 of the Z coordinate, so I need to change that to like, I don't know, 16. But that's fine because I can see why that went south. Let's fix that. So we're going to select that script. It's a quick script. We're going to edit the quick script. Rotate, move camera coordinates 33, and then like, I wonder, is this the height in voxels? Maybe 16? Validate, okay. And we're going to see if that, we're going to see if that does what I want it to do. I think 16 voxels high. It worked! Ah, yeah! Alright. That's enough of that. So, the event stops. Oh, it actually... What the heck? Am I the camera? No. It moves the camera. Is Ash still there? No, Ash is not there anymore. Yet, the camera's locked. So anyway, I gotta move the camera back to this spot. So I got some work to do here. But like going back to scripts, I need to actually select this, right click, copy the XYZ coordinate, go back to the quick script. We're gonna edit this. We're gonna end up moving camera again. Move camera, chord, actually paste, perfect. End parenthesis, semicolon. Now, I would like to change this to move camera over time rather than move camera. So let's see what that command looks like. Oh, and I need to lock and unlock the player movement as well. So we'll do that there. We'll set player movement lock true. And at the end of the script, I will set it to false. So I don't want the player to move the camera around. Okay. Move camera over time. What does you look like? You look the same, it seems, as the other one. So we'll go ahead and do 30. We'll do 3. We have an additional, or we'll do 16 high, and we have an additional argument that I think is the speed setting, and we'll leave that the way it is. Is rotate camera over time a thing? Yes. We'll take that one. We will take rotate camera over time. We'll do -90 there, and we'll get rid of the old rotate camera command. Next, the move camera will go right back to where it was, and then I think rotate camera right after that, and those will be immediate changes. They'll just go right back to where they were. So relative to the current view, it'll just be 0 and 0. And then I'd like to unlock the camera because I've got lock camera. If I use this again, will it unlock the camera? I don't know. The camera will only be affected by scripts until it is unlocked using one of the reset camera functions. Okay. Reset camera. Reset camera is what we want. So we can get rid of lock camera. Validate that. It seems to work. I want to do one more cinematic thing, but I want to see what it looks like when this camera moves in to check out Nil and the cave. So we'll quick play. We'll save because it just yelled at us. Then we'll quick play. Ash, wait, there's somebody else here. Whoa! Oh, I love that. I love that. That's so fast, though. It can't be. And then immediately back to where I was. Ah, yeah! No! I can't believe that worked first try. First try that worked. That worked first try. So... it worked. I don't even want to mess with it now. But let's do that. Let's mess with it some more. Let's rotate camera. Can I do 0.5 so that we're going half the speed? Nope, it doesn't like that. We've got to do a whole number, I guess. We got to do ones. I don't mind. We'll leave that the way it is. I'm fine with that. Fine with that. I love it. All right. So we do need one more text box. We'll put it after the camera resets. And now Voxel Ash will say, is that a goblin? Validate. Time to select Nil and give her entity properties. It's time. It's time. When the player interacts, we need to run a script. And it's going to be... Oh, we can't do like a quick script there? Or can I? Player interests? None. No interest in the player. Random movement's fine. The random range, interval length of seconds, 2 to 3. Love that interval. Let's do 2 to 4. She's not attackable in real time. She doesn't die. We'll run script. And we'll have to make a script for her. In the script section. That's fine. So we're going to save that. And in the script editor, we're going to make a new script and we're going to call it Meeting Nil. Meeting Nil. Now, we'll go back to maps and we'll make sure that that is selected. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit my new startup script. And this is the script I'm going to edit every single time I'm ready to place myself past events and stuff that I've already, like I don't want to test play anymore. Hi, Aaron. Welcome. Good to see you. I got a little bit of time left in the stream. So far, I've been making leaps and bounds with some scripting. Just doing very basic fundamental things. But making content. This is pretty exciting. Sorry I didn't come to the start. It's alright. It's perfectly fine. The stream will always be here. It'll be watchable as a VOD. No problem whatsoever. And you haven't missed too much. So we are going to make a script now for when we talk to Nil. And this is where I'm going to be learning. Panic attacks, that's not fun. Not fun at all, friend. I'm sorry about that. Things are going to be alright, though. Maybe a gross oversimplification, but they will be fine. They will be alright. This script right here. This is what I'm doing. Map. We're going to go ahead and copy this coordinate. We're going to go back to our startup new. And now I'm going to be able to just paste the coordinate there and save it. This is super easy to do. Super, super easy to change the new startup script such that I don't even have to worry about it. So, display message. What should I have her say when you first meet her? This is the very first time we meet Nil Bog. Ack! This character is Nil. Entity by ID? Maybe? What's her ID? Let's go check that out. Should just be Nil Bog, but actually she needs to be renamed. Please save and close first. Okay, fine. She needs to be renamed because her last name has 2 G's, not 1. And we have to replace her with the new one. That should be all we have to do. There shouldn't be any other problems or anything like that. We'll just fly on over here. Yep, she's there. She's there. I was playing an old Genesis Mega Drive game, Techno Cop, and started to think, what if I make an RPG based on it? On Techno Cop, I feel like I can see the cover of that game in my head. Genesis Techno Cop. Is this what I think it is? One of the first games made for Genesis from a third-party developer. Impeccable controls, eye-popping visual effects, and a furious shoot-'em-up action that's seamlessly thrown together with multiple paths. I would say Techno Cop is set in the near future. You are a cop who seeks to clear his town of all the criminal scum. And let me guess, he's going to do this by just shooting everybody. I think if you can pull that off, that'd be pretty awesome. It'd be pretty based. It'd be pretty cool. An RPG in a box. Do it. I encourage this behavior. Make Techno Cop. Call it Voxel Cop, if you wish. We're going to grab the script for our goblin. Go back into the script editor and see if it's possible for us to add comment. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. We have comments we can add. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's very nice. I'm very impressed with the comment system. You might not know this about me, but I am a comment and note fool when it comes to events and event systems and the like. Particularly because I hope to distribute a lot of the stuff that I make for free so people can learn off of it. But having comments or the ability to make documentation in that script or that event is extremely necessary. So I'm so glad that I can do that. That's so cool. Let's call her Nil Bog and see if it worked. So when she says ack, we can, I want to duplicate this. because I don't know if that will exactly work. Party member. That's probably not correct. I don't know if that'll work. We'll find out. We're going to find out. We're going to find out right now. Quick play. My RPG in a Box startup splash image doesn't seem to appear on the stream. She says "ack" twice even, but neither time does she have her face in the message. Why would that be? That's the idea, and he can also capture and not just shoot. Cool. So we can capture the bad guys rather than necessarily always blasting at them like Danny DeVito. I like it. How do I do this? I'm going to need Nilbog to do the talking. Use ID string only? Could that work? Quick play. And the name is exactly what you thought. Nope, that didn't work. I need her to stop moving. I think that's priority number 1. She needs to be still. So here we are, script tools. We're gonna NPC, nope. Entity, assign entity ID? Nope. Add character? Nope. What am I trying to do? So I want Nil's face to be put in the dialogue box the same way that my player character's face is. Now that I say that out loud, I'm not like entirely certain that I have things set up for that to even happen, but that is what I want to do. So a display message, ack, and then the speaker entity, I want that to be Nilbog. So maybe she's not set up as a player, or a character rather. There's the player character. You should be using the dialogue editor instead of the script editor. Oh. In that case, let's get rid of this default one. Delete that. Oh, and then let's actually keep the other default one because I need to use them to learn. NPC. Ack. Whoa. All caps. Ack. Initiating NPC, entity ID, custom name, custom name color. NPC who started dialogue. That's the initiating NPC. Okay. Sounds good to me. Ack! Why are the fonts so different? Wow, the fonts are dramatically different. I kind of like that. That's more intuitive and sort of automatically handles those kinds of things. All right, so the character, NPC. I think I can see what you mean by that. Enter the NPC dialogue here. What would happen if I dragged a script on there? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And we can set that as a quick script or as, okay, that's nice. That's nice. So then go to, lets me specify what ID node I'd like to jump back up to. Comment does nothing, but allows me to comment on stuff for future generations. You can have Ash's portrait on one side and Nil's on the other side, left, right. So What's Ash been so far? I think he's been on the right. So we do left for nil, right for player. Left for nil. A Human! A Human. And then player. I think default is left. That's probably right. I mean, that's probably correct. Let's save that. Let's go back to Nil's script. And let's rename this to... I gotta close it before I can rename it. Let's rename you to Ash meets Nil. Now back to the map. And then back to... Oh, I made a script for her. So meeting Nil should now call the or is it should call the dialogue. So I'm gonna search for dialogue here. Display set a start dialogue. I think that's correct. Get rid of that message box. Start the dialogue, and just go ahead and link it up. It's already got the one dialogue that exists here. Have you considered using ChatGPT for the coding? No, because I want to learn the coding. I don't want to use automation for it. But welcome to the stream, John Casey. Good morning. I'm dipping my toes in the ChatGPT, but before I ever allow it to do any coding for me for the projects that I'm working on, I will use it to learn the coding by hand. I think that'll probably be antiquated because by the time I learn coding, I could have just made entire games with the coding, I guess, but I just owe it to myself, if that makes sense. I owe it to myself to get back into getting caught up with coding. I took it in college, and I would absolutely love to be able to see things. So I will have it. I will use it maybe to outline a learning to create a learning outline. That doesn't seem right. I've seen where people could use it like not to teach them directly, but to give them a study plan. There we go. That's what I want. But my second point on that is, yeah, what Norman's saying about Bauxite. Aria taught her private distribution Bauxite. I guess she's been crazy, like utilizing ChatGPT like nuts to get it to work. But it's not the public version doesn't know it, but the version that you can train yourself can definitely learn it. But I'm really more of a DIY classically type of person, and I would absolutely love to be competent enough on my own. Now that's stubborn, but like, and not very practical at all. Like if I wanted to get a job as a programmer, well, no, I'll stick with that, because if I wanted to get a real job as a programmer, I'm certain that I couldn't just rely on using AI anyway. I'm certain that I would have to know it, because I'd have to know what's going to work with different AI prompts, especially when you're interconnecting existing systems. So I guess I can't feel too bad about being stubborn about relearning coding. Ack! Oh, there she is. Look at her. Ack! Oh, man. Enter player dialogue here. Haha, yay! Sweet. Now I'm going to run back to the beginning of the game because I'm actually going to compare. So she says Ack, and her face is on the left. Ash is on the right. Let's change my startup script to the old startup script, the regular one. Hit OK. And quick play. Ash's face is on the left. That's the default for script-driven dialogues. Now, that means I'm going to run to the dialogue editor. Ash meets Nil, and she needs to be on the right. I kind of like them both being on the left because they're super easy to see that way. I might keep them both on the left for now. An ugly human. Hey. A voxel human. And this is where the realization comes in. I need to scroll down more. NPC. Oh no. Is that as low as I can go? Try making your portraits above the boxes. If you haven't already, it'd be good to sit down for a few hours and just read all the RPG in a Box documentation pages. They're a good starting point for when you're getting into advanced bits. Agreed. I've taken a look at bits and pieces, and I know some of the documentation needs some love, but I think a lot of the documentation is still very relevant and pretty well up to date. Above, huh? Above. Left or right? How? How can I do that? Dialogue style override. Ooh. I can change the styles. Not going to do that. I'm going to leave those alone. I can edit the ID. I can toggle compact mode. That's helpful. Condition, not condition. NPC. There we go. Good. I was worried I ran out of room or something. You don't do it in the dialogue editor. The portrait option is in the UI editor. Okay, hold on. Let me... One more line of dialogue. Oh, I screwed this up anyway. A goblin. An ugly human. Hey. Rude. Wait. A voxel human. That's better. Wait, what? Voxel human. I mean, human. At this point, I'm going to have my character look at their arms. And I won't get that done today because it's already time for me to end my stream. Gotta go wait on information about our car, see if it's ready to pick up and all that good stuff, and start the actual down payment process and all that. We got our credit check crap done yesterday. So go into the UI editor and then go into the... See if I can figure it out. Portrait position, top. Save. How do I save that? Over here. That's the theme is Kenny 1-bit there. Built-in themes cannot be modified, but you can copy, you can duplicate an existing theme. I think I got Kenny's 1-bit. That's the theme that I'm using. Let's see if that worked. It worked. It worked. I figured it out. All I need is a little push and a hint of guidance, and I've been figuring it out, and I'm really happy about that. Really, really, really nice. It's kind of funny. I think I'll disable the portrait, and when I do my messages, I won't have the portrait, because you're not supposed to be voxel until you've gone into the voxel world. All of this is just supposed to be like you're not supposed to notice this being voxelized. This is just what my room looks like in real life. As you can tell, everything's made up of blocks. Or maybe I can use marching cubes on some stuff, like these diagonal rods that hold up my green screen. The ring lights I can leave alone, because there are actually lights that they make out there that look just like that. They're made up of 4 different lights that you can take apart and shape. They're crap. I did a video review on them. They're absolutely garbage, but they do exist. I don't have them. Maybe I should change those to marching cubes so they look more like loops, so that people know that my studio is a bit higher of a caliber. Well, the car, I was wondering about that. I was going to ask how it went. Well, thank you. So my tracker's done. I'm going to have to figure out if anybody wants to work on the brake lines. If so, would they buy the car outright? I might get a quote and see how much it would cost to do the brake line work. It's not supposed to be cheap. It's not supposed to be fun or quick. It's none of that. It's really getting into the territory of costs more to fix the car than it does than the car is worth. But I'll look into that anyway. I don't want to scrap it. I absolutely don't want to sell it for scrap. I do not want to go the route where somebody gives me $100 and takes my car with its perfectly good engine and everything else. But we ended up going to a dealership that's extremely local. Like, if I leave my driveway and drive straight for 3 blocks worth, there it is. And they had cars on their website, and we checked out a bunch of them. We had like a short list of cars that we wanted to get. We settled on a Mitsubishi Outlander, which is an SUV. And I just learned that it has pretty crappy gas mileage. So I'm like kind of down about that, but there's not anything we can do. There's just no choices. There's no closer dealerships. I mean, literally, the other dealerships are literally 45 minutes plus away. If we got a ride, we're talking, we go all the way there just to find out that it's going to take a while to get approved for financing and the like. I guess dealerships probably go faster. I'm pretty sure when I got my Kia Soul, we got that the same day, I think. I could be wrong about that. I don't remember anymore. And that was from a third-party used car dealer. That wasn't even from the dealership, so. But I could close this now. Stream Elements still did not work, but here's everybody. Here are you guys. World's Gate. Malcolm Ash. Norman Osborn was there. He just disappeared due to a lack of interaction. It's like 5 minutes, I think, that waits, and then it makes you disappear. It's dumb that I can't get these guys to work on stream by default every time, but I'll fix that somehow, some way. When I'm on break and I'm not working on video content and instead working on my tools to make the video content, I'll fix that. I'll figure out why it does that crap. But yeah, car situation. Hopefully they call me today because I have to work tomorrow. My work week starts tomorrow. I work out of town. I need for them to call me and tell me that they were able to push my application through and get me my loan stuff quickly, right away, so that I can actually go get the car. But if not, I'm going to have to miss work tomorrow and won't have a car. It's a pain. It sucks. And the car market is dumb right now. It super sucks. And it's we're going to need a second car, I think, so that we can stop having situations like this. But anyways, thank you guys very much for dropping in. Thank you, Norman Osborne, for your help. I appreciate all of you guys dropping in, letting me know how to do different things. Aaron, if you're still around, I hope your day gets a lot better, pal. And I hope the rest of you have a fantastic rest of your day as well, and a great weekend. Weekend's coming up. You guys will be able to enjoy not working. I will be working all weekend because that's my schedule, but I have RPG in a Box videos scheduled to go up tomorrow and Saturday so that you will still be able to see RPG in a Box content. It just won't be live. But going live every day was actually a lot of fun. Like, I forced myself to learn something by following a schedule, and having an audience of people makes me kind of want to do that more carefully and better. So I kind of took advantage of my own psychology and just how I operate, and it worked. So I definitely think I want to make more themed weeks like this in the future. So we might be looking forward to, like, after Hero Quest Judgment Week and my break, we'll be looking forward to some more RPG in a Box, some more Bakin, where I do live development instead of devlogs, and a little bit of SGB, where I do some live development on my my shareable extension system project. And there's some other things that I want to learn too that I think would work really, really well in this format, like Blender. I would love to matrix learn Blender so that I can stop feeling so absolutely helpless whenever there is an issue with a model that I need to import into SGB or Bakin. And it would just be really, really nice to have some skill with that program anyway. So we might utilize ChatGPT for a study plan there. We might go through the official Blender tutorials, because I actually haven't taken the time to sit down and just go through the documentation of the website itself. It actually puts you through a simple course. Blender, I don't want to fight with anymore. I want to learn it. So I'll be doing that during Blender Week. Anyway, guys, thank you again for dropping in, and I will see you later. Bye for now.
Of all the money that e'er I had, I had spent it in good company, and all of the harm I have ever.
Now it's time for the reverse wah. Ow!
Alas, it was to none but me.
I know, I guess it would raise an intonation.
And
Ow!
for one
There we go.
to make
That's how you end a stream.